What's up, guys? We're going over some lengthening techniques in this video. First one here is going to be me on a hyperextension, just doing some spinal decompression here. Typically I like to hold this for 30 seconds, if not a little bit longer, to help that decompression there. It's more of a static component, but as you can see in the video, I will start doing some forced expiration there. That's going to co-contract some of those abdominal muscles and it'll give me a little bit more of a release, very similar to PNF stretching. So here's the first example on that. And again, I might contract for 3 seconds. Do that several times according to the protocol for neuromuscular stretching. Second example here is going to be a gastroc stretch. So again, I'm on a step there, and again, depending on what I'm doing, I can hold that static stretch for 20 to 30 seconds, if not a little bit longer. And then as you guys can see here, I'm doing a neuromuscular stretching technique where I'm doing a calf raise, contracting, hold for a few, and then relax, and then repeat that several times to increase range of motion in that ankle. So again, I'll repeat that as many times as I need to help free up my ankle joint there if I'm doing some mobility-based work. So that's the second example there, with the static and then also a PNF component. Third example here is going to be for the lats. So again, I can hang from a pull-up bar and do more of a static stretching sequence there and hold, or as you guys see there, I'm doing more of a forced expiration, co-contracting there, and that helps release those lats more towards the humeral side versus the pelvic side. And so that helps free me up if I'm going to do some type of overhead pressing or some type of movement that I need a little bit more mobility in the shoulder joint. So again, very similar to what I did with the gastrocs. And I'll go from a reverse angle here. Here's another way to do it. So again, I can actually depress the shoulder blades. So actually, to correct myself here, I'm actually helping free up that shoulder joint more versus the pelvic side. The last stretch was more towards the pelvic side versus the humeral side. So again, doing a contraction there, hold for a few, and then release will help free up that area for some overhead pressing. Another one here is going to be just your basic static stretching. I'm using the assistance of a machine here, you guys can see. The benefit to this is I can just hang out and relax and not risk the activating those muscle spindles and keeping my form pretty strict on this one. Again, I can hold this for as long as I want. As you guys can see, there a little grimace on my face. I'm doing some PNF technique here. So where again, I don't really need someone to help administer this stretch. I can just push against that platform for a few seconds, release it, wait for that latency period, and then get the stretch there, and then try to increase the range from that point on. So here's another way that you can increase range of motion. Lastly, we're going to talk about the vibration training. So I got a WVP power plate at the facility where I work, and again, I'm going into some type of range of motion using vibration, which is shown to demonstrate a little bit more improvement. So as you guys can see here, I'm trying to actually stretch out my posterior tibialis. It kind of aggravates me a lot, so I'm doing eversion and dorsiflexion versus the plantar. So again, adding in a little PNF component to it as well, where I'm going plantar flexion and inversion, which is what the posterior tib does, will help me free up that ankle a little bit more if I'm going on a run or if I just want to get a little bit more relief in that ankle joint. So there is another example here using some whole body vibration system. Hopefully that helps you guys out, and looking forward to your responses.